It's Week 16 of the NFL, and all eyes are on the dual threat Lamar Jackson. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Ravens and the Steelers, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9 games.
And last week's
two hard-hitting blue-collar franchises, one of the better rivalries going. The Ravens and Steelers are underway. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. So here's the first drive for the Ravens, and at the helm is the 2023 NFL Most Valuable Player. Second such time he's won the award, Lamar Jackson.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception, didn't have a touchdown to offset it, but the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
In motion, Aguilar. Jackson, first play, going to throw. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Second down and a yard.
Second and a yard at the 42-yard line.
To throw is Jackson. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Jackson now. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. The Ravens had 8-6 now on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 47-yard line.
Jackson. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. This defense for the Steelers, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense?
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Back deep, Marquez Callaway. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So the Steelers make their way out, led by their 4th-year quarterback, picked up in the offseason from the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
First carry for Najee Harris. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. By the end of that one, he was knocking on the door for 200 yards.
And that was as good as I've seen him run the football. I mean, he absolutely attacked that defense. It looked like he was on the varsity, and they were scrimmaging the JV.
And this is going to be incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Now it's Fields. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Brings up second and 10.
From the gun, here's Fields. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. George Pickens, his intended receiver there, and it's third down. You look at this Baltimore defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
On is the punter, Johnston now, as he sends this one away. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams to defend in the red zone. You see the graphic. He's second in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. Here's Jackson to throw. And that is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
They go play action now. Jackson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Cameron Sutton in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Here's Jordan Stout now. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Now Callaway on the return. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Here's 2nd and 10. They run again with Harris. Shedding the tackle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Now Fields. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 28. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass, and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Now a first down carry for Harris. Fights off the tackle at the 20. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. This is Harris on the draw. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That'll be a gain of 16, and it'll make it 2nd down. Here's Fields. And that one too wide and incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Fields now to throw. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Now it's Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. You look at this Steeler defense. They were quite formidable in the win over the Eagles a week ago.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. After the penalty, it's Henry. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Throwing is Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. Out now is the punter, Jordan Stout. And he's getting a workout here in this 1st quarter as he gets it away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Najee Harris and the rest of this offense worked their way back onto the field. Last week, what a game. He was knocking on the door for 200.
And one of the things I saw come out of last week's game in his post-game press conference, he gave a lot of credit to the offensive line, as you might expect. But he also talked about the wide receivers blocking on the perimeter because no big game happens unless wide receivers block as well.
And watching film you showed me, he also made people miss. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Back to throw. Fields sliding out of the pocket. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. Fields. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, Their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Here's Jackson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Mitchell. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And not what you're looking to do on 3rd and 1. Completing the pass, but going backward.
I have zero explanation for that because 3rd and 1, you just figure snap, throw, 1st down, right? Easy play. But end up losing yardage on it. That's hard to account for.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you punt the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
Here's Fields. It's brought in by Harris. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To throw is Fields. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he will have a Steelers 1st down. He needed 5. He got it barely as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. 2nd and 5 now. Fields. That's going to be caught by Pickens. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd down and 12. Out of the gun, Fields. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Nnamdi Madubuike. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. A 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, He really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
But whenever you call and run the hitch route, a lot of times that ball's got to be in the air before the receiver even turns around. That's the result of throwing it so many times in practice. Is really a timing route. Make sure that ball's out of your hands, and oftentimes the receiver turns around, and there's the ball. Nice completion there.
A first down carry for Henry. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. So pin that one on the rookie right tackle.
Remember those days when the right side was simply the run-blocking side? Now you're dealing with some of the better pass rushers in the league. It'll make you a little jittery.
Second down, they go again with Henry. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a third and long situation coming up. Jackson. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jackson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
A short throw caught by Andrews. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll send a tight end in motion right. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he returns this to the 22. The Steelers offense and running back Najee Harris set to take over once more. And here we are in the month of December with his name sitting atop the leaders in rushing yards as the season nears its end. Strong finish here in the final stretch of games could earn him the crown. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 41 yards rushing for him now to this point. From the 29, here's 2nd down and 3. On play action, Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last two possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Play action. It's Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, these two teams met in Pittsburgh earlier in the year with the Steelers prevailing in that one. So a win here in Baltimore would give them the season sweep. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. A shotgun snap, Fields. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Steelers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Off play action, Fields. Flush to his right. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now it's Fields. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Now Fields on 3rd and goal. His pass caught at the 4. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Boswell's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And now here come the Ravens. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 37-yard line.
Jackson from the shotgun. A short one there, caught by Likely. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4. Jackson. And that will be incomplete. The Ravens send their punter out now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Returnable here for Callaway. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Now Fields. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Here's Hardy set to return. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Here's Jackson to throw. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now 2nd and 9. Jackson now. He shakes him off. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, their first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
Now Jackson. On the move to his left. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, I could spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage. But when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And we'll see how much they want to push things, leading already here 10-3. He finds Pickens over the middle. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Fields now to throw. Wilson's got it complete. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. A play fake, now Fields to throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
At least this time he's getting hit after a positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the first down before taking the hit.
Back to throw, Fields. That is incomplete.
Coverage was excellent downfield. I think he was more throwing that football away than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely, because everywhere you looked, they were covered.
Sometimes it's better to go ahead and be convinced that there's no place to fit in the football than to go ahead and force it and turn it into a bad play.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. On the return, Hardy. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. Great games galore here in Week 16, with a couple happening on Saturday. The second of which, Steelers and Ravens, the great rivalry at 4:30 Eastern Time. Good stuff going on later in the afternoon as well, especially down in Miami, where it will be the Dolphins taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And lastly, Monday Night Football has a good one lined up between the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Steelers offense and quarterback Justin Fields heading back out there. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I liked what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
No, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Holding offense.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. Third and long. Here's Fields. Goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Odafe Owe with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. Here's Cameron Johnston now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points. And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Jackson. A short one there, caught by Likely. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Oh, the return is Callaway. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
On the give, it's Warren. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Fields keeps himself upright. Middle of the field to Jefferson. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
5 yards on the play, and it's 3rd down.
In motion comes the tight end left. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the 1st down.
On 3rd down, he obviously wants to throw the football, but there's nowhere to go with it, so he takes off and goes. And now as he gets to the 1st down marker, he blows right past it and picks up big yardage. Partner, that's a great bit of improvisation.
Got his man, it's Warren. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official.
Still 1st down.
A handoff for Warren. And not much running room. Down to the 32. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 12 at the Ravens 32.
To throw is Fields. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. So 8 yards on the completion there. And now it's 3rd and 4.
A gain of 8 yards, and it's 3rd down.
Here's Fields. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Warren will try the right side. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
Boswell's kick is good, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So the lead extended, and I think at this point you say, hey, defense, take us to the end.
Well, if I got some good music to put to that, I could have a good country hit. I like the way you expressed yourself there. I think the offense has done enough so far. But like you say, if your defense is only giving up 3 points, makes it a lot easier to settle for field goals on this side of the ball.
The Ravens offense back out there. They trail by 10, 13-3 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 23-yard line.
In motion, Aguilar. Jackson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Montravius Adams in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now it's Jackson. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A nice little juke. Nowhere to go that time. It's a 46-yard punt with a loss on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now out come the Steelers. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. But we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
A gain of 7. 1st down, Steelers.
They'll run it. Warren knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Credit that sack to Travis Jones. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Holding offense.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Operating from the gun, Fields. Can't get away, and he's taken down. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard, but more importantly, it leads to 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. Taking it about the 16. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? and that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. So no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. From the gun, it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
First down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Throwing is Jackson. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Now inside the 25. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Steelers' 21-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Steps away. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Opted to run for it. The decision, a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth. They'll try and run for it with Henry. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Now this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number one.
It should be number one, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. Well, with 3 weeks left, they are in one of those 3 wild card spots, Charles, but that spot is not clinched, and there's not a ton of breathing room for them. So the bottom line, they just need to focus on winning right now.
Yeah, they totally have their eyes open, don't they? They know they've got teams trying to run them down. They can hear their footsteps. The question coaches ask guys in the locker room, do you have another gear left to pull away and lock in that playoff spot? If so, let's hit it.
On the run, it's Warren. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Second down and 3. Here's Warren. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
A gain of 3 on the play. And the Steelers first down.
Now it's Fields. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Fields. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
It's getting cold in here, partner, because it looks like he's trying to ice this one away. Yeah, I know, bad dad joke, but what the heck, right? Scrambling for that first after the D blanketed his receivers, that's a backbreaker for the defense. They finished this drive off with 6, and this one could be over.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Fields. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game, as now they've got it 3rd and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Trenton Simpson in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Jackson going to keep it running right. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. Now Fields. And his throw is incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fields. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Fields. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. Taking it right down Broadway. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Henry, touchdown, Baltimore.
And you can forgive this defense just a bit here. They know how dangerous Lamar Jackson is running the football. Stopping him is in many ways a prime concern. So here, they're late to react to the handoff on the option, and it costs them as this winds up a touchdown.
Tucker now for the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's second down. From the gun, here's Fields. Complete. Jefferson the target. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, he stays up. Flushed out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Well, he was looking at a dime formation, 6 defensive backs on the field, so he's looking for anyone to throw the football to, but he didn't have anyone open, so he took off and ran for it, but he came up just short, and that brings up 4th down.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Here's Hardy set to return. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. In motion left, Bateman. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. That's to Mitchell out of the backfield. That's good, the completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's Jackson to throw. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there, threw it behind him. Jackson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. And now hang on here. Looks like we have an injured player. Yeah, Mark Andrews is in some discomfort. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Jackson now. Buying time, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Play action. It's Jackson. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Now that's a killer because you think you've got it absolutely covered, and then he hot-foots it out of there and picks up a first down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looked like, you're exactly right. Looked like a for-sure stop on third, and then the tables turn. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 55 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is second and less than a yard. They go play action with Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. After the penalty, it's Henry. Gets through, and now an opening. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front, and it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Dean Lowry just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Try to take this home. They'll run. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Tucker's kick is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So now the Steelers down 20-13, just over a minute 40 to play. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. Back to throw, Fields. That's caught by Wilson, finding room at midfield. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout. All eyes on Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Just the one timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Now Fields. He finds his man, complete. That's Warren.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. It may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
Here's Fields. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. He's back to throw. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the first down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Fourth down, Fields has to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens are looking like they're going to come away with a victory. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory, and it took a big fourth quarter to do it, but bottom line, they got the job done.
Yeah, it is the bottom line, isn't it? A few anxious moments along the way, though, a few sweaty palms, not just for the team, but for their fans. As you mentioned, down going into the fourth quarter. How about the rally? How about the comeback? Getting it done on both sides of the ball, holding them when they needed to, and finding ways to get points when they had the football.
So for Baltimore, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gunn saying so long, everybody.